Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Kofefi on Unsafe Space. Today is Tuesday, August 13th. I'm your host, Carter Laren, and I'm joined, kind of not joined, by a bad mamma jamma who's like incorporeal. Keri, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm driving and a little distracted, but I'm here.
I think you should take a selfie of you driving in the car. You don't have to do it during the interview, and I'll use that in place as your picture of talking with you.
Okay, I will try.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I'm actually a Luddite at heart, and all this technology from the road is it makes me frustrated. It makes me anxious. I'm like calling into this number and what's your meeting ID and your participant ID. Apparently everybody else knows how to do talk to text. I don't do talk to text. So I have to pull over to text.
I don't like talk to text either, but yeah. So Keri, we can keep it short today because you're on the road. But a couple things I wanted to chat with you about. One of them I mentioned already, and the other one I just thought of after I mentioned the first one to you. The first one is kind of up your alley. Sarah Silverman, comedian, actually has, I think originally was very politically incorrect and very much against political correctness for much of her career.
That was back in the day.
It was back in the day. I know Gavin McInnes actually did a little kind of almost a eulogy for her attitude in 2015.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, when she started apologizing. He didn't really call it a eulogy. I can actually play a bit of it, which I'll do for the audience.
In this interview with Vanity Fair, she stabbed us all in the back and left the cause to go work for Darth Vader over on the dark side. Check out this clip.
I don't think there's anything wrong with changing with the times. I think it's a sign of being old when you are put off by that. I caught myself a few years ago fighting gay. I say gay, like that's so gay. I just say gay. I have gay friends. I don't mean it like gay. I mean it like it's gay, like it's lame. And then I stopped myself and said, what am I fighting? I have become the guy from 50 years ago who said, I say colored, I have colored friends. It's not hard to change with the times. And I think it's important.
She went super woke. And you know what was part of that? I mean, they all, Patton Oswalt went super woke too. Like they all caught that virus, right? The SGW virus.
Yeah.
But part of her woke transformation, one of the comics I used to manage and work with, W. Kamau Bell, where before he had the TV show, before anybody knew his name, he wrote this blog about how she was a racist. It was called Sarah Silverman is a Racist. And he was just attacking her for, I think it was her chink joke. Or it might have been, it was a couple of things. And I can't remember exactly what happened. I think she got in touch, or her manager got in touch. And then eventually when we got the TV show, he had her on the show, and they kind of like, it was almost like her kissing the SJW ring to come on the show, I felt like at the time. And sort of to make it's not really an apology, well, sort of an apology. And it was an acknowledgement that he was right, that her past comedy had been racist or, quote, problematic.
Right.
So anyway, that's just a personal aside of like seeing her transformation from somebody who didn't care, who was like a great comedian because she didn't care about taboos, like what you can and can't do or say, to someone who has been like brought into the fold and does the walk down the aisle kind of thing. Like, I'm one of you now. I'm part of the church.
Yeah, and I guess when she, according to Gavin McInnes, this first happened when she was promoting a movie, I Smile back in, I guess, 2015.
Yeah, but she already became woke before that. She became woke in like around 2011 or 2012 or so. But it's a continual thing. You have to keep apologizing. you're never woke enough. You're never pure enough. So what did you do this time?
Well, Keri, along those lines, you're never pure enough. You're never woke enough. Yes, you are never pure enough or woke enough. And as it turns out, she did a skit in blackface a few years ago, like several years ago. I think almost 10 years ago, or maybe longer. And this was obviously prior to her being woke. And she was just kicked off of a movie because they decided that now they're upset about that. I mean, I'm sure they've been upset about it, but they've decided that, I guess, I don't know if she hasn't prostrated herself before the SJW gods enough, or maybe no prostration is sufficient for a sin this big.
Nothing is sufficient. Nothing sufficient. And she can keep prostrating herself, and they are always going to come after her again and again and again. And I wish somebody like Sarah Silverman, with as much clout as she has, would get a clue and just stop bending over for these people.
Yeah. Well, here's a quote. So this came out on the Bill Simmons podcast. She said, I recently was going to do a movie, a sweet part. She hasn't said what the movie is. I recently was going to do a movie, a sweet part. Then at 11 p.m. the night before, they fired me because they saw a picture of me in blackface from that episode. I didn't fight it. They hired someone else who is wonderful, but who has never stuck their neck out. It was so disheartening. It just made me real sad, real sad, because I really kind of devoted my life to making it right. So this is someone who's, she really swallowed the SJW pills. She's really trying to do everything they want. But I guess this blackface was back in 2007, so 12 years ago. And now she's complaining about cancel culture.
It's too late. It's like you joined the mob. You joined cancel culture. Like you joined this world. That's it's your religion. You can't then say, well, I don't like it when it's turned against me.
Right. Keri, there are people who are arguing that if you disagree with this kind of cancel culture and you're a freedom of speech advocate like we are, that we shouldn't be rejoicing in this. We should be saying, hey, don't cancel her just because of this. And I get that principled stance. On the other hand, there's a lot of Schadenfreude, I feel, right now. And you know what? I am going to celebrate when someone who constructs the weapon gets shot with it. I think it's worth laughing at that and saying, you know what, I'm not going to save you. I'll save other people who didn't construct the weapon. I'll defend them. But you're on board with this. So I don't have any sympathy for you. And I'm not going to say they shouldn't fire her. Yeah, sure. Fire her ass. Eat your own. I don't care. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's kind of my attitude.
Generally, I don't join any of these mobs if it's fired. I think that turns me into a hypocrite. I don't believe in it. Like someone has to be jobs, which is like that. But I also hear what you're saying. Is these are your rules, so die by your own rules. Like if you support an ideology that embraces censorship, then you don't have the right to stand on. Just because she lacks the foresight to see that she's supporting a belief system that can and will be used against her. And I'm continually amazed by people who pick up the pitchfork, join the SJW mob, and truly don't think that it's going to have any negative repercussions for them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? How can they not see that?
I don't know. It is because it's like a religion to them.
I guess.
And it's just a societal, this peer pressure to adopt this faith. And it is a faith. That if you go out there and you say enough things about white privilege or male privilege or whatever.
Yeah. So, Keri, I don't think there's anything else to say about Sarah Silverman unless you have anything else to say about her. I'm kind of done talking about her.
Well, I'm just curious because I haven't been online today. Is she basically, what did she do? She apologized?
She kind of said she understands it. She didn't fight it, but she also then started complaining about cancel culture, which is, she says, let's see. I think it's really scary, and it's a very odd thing that it's invaded the left primarily, and the right will mimic it. She calls it righteousness porn. Like, yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is righteousness porn. She says, it's really, look how righteous I am, and now I'm going to press refresh all day long to see how many likes I get in my righteousness. It's amazing to me that she understands what's going on and yet was stupid enough to think that she could be a member of this in order to protect herself.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't see the bigger picture. She can see part of it now, which is great, but she doesn't see the bigger picture. It's your overall ideology. It's not just one little part of it. Your ideology is a totalitarian, authoritarian belief system. Philosophically, it is for censorship. It is for violence. It is for suppressing ideas, and it's for conformity. And so, how can you be an effective comedian and then be part of a belief system like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe the politically incorrect crowd will get her back. Maybe she'll throw in the towel, give up on this crap, and go back to being funny. Who knows?
Gosh, I hope so. The only one the only one who's really got a name, who's got a big following, who I regularly see dissing the SJW religion is Ricky Gervais. I love him.
I was just gonna say Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
Ricky Gervais doesn't give an F. Like, he's like, I at some point he woke up to what this is, and he's like, no, not me, not getting on board with that. And he seems like he's fully aware of what it is, and not afraid at all. And I love that.
Yeah, he just said something recently that was like, he said, I've been what did he call himself? A champagne socialist liberal all of my life. Suddenly I defend freedom of speech online and I'm an alt-right Nazi? Like, I don't think so.
I wish somebody would wake up Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. He's pretty pasty and soy.
Yeah, but he used to be like Sarah Silverman. Way back in the day, he was anti-PC. He was hilarious. And then he gave up his free will and became a friggin' zombie, SJW zombie. And haven't found him funny since.
He's one of their worshipped and adored now, though.
Yes, he is. But how great would that be if he flipped?
Well, I guess all you need to do is rip out pull out some old footage of some jokes he made that were inappropriate, which I'm sure there's plenty of. Maybe that'll happen. I know you haven't been paying attention to the news today, Keri, but did you see, first of all, do you know what a Fredo is? Fredo?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, I didn't either. So you know who Chris Cuomo is, right?
Yes.
So how would you describe Chris Cuomo as a person? Like, what are some things you might say about Chris Cuomo?
Walking cardboard cutout of a human.
Fair. Walking cardboard cutout of a human.
A bunch of cotton between his ears.
Yeah, cotton between his ears. This is the guy who tried to, in all seriousness, tell the country that it was illegal for us to read the leaked DNC emails because we weren't the media, but it was okay for them to have the DNC leaked emails and to interpret them for us.
Yes.
Well,
he's kind of a deer in the headlights look about him.
He does have a deer in the headlights look about him. He also, to me, though, he's got a little bit of roid rage going on, which came out on video. I guess someone met him. I don't know. I guess it was some conservative person, or at least not a fan of CNN. And according to the person in the video, they're saying they thought his name was Fredo Cuomo, I guess. Now, that might not be true. I looked up the Urban Dictionary definition of Fredo, that it's to be the black sheep in the family, like the one that is the goof and the screw-up, named after Fredo Corleone, who was Michael's older brother in The Godfather, and was considered to be the failure in the family, which makes sense because the Cuomos have been governors and whatever, so Chris Cuomo is kind of, more of a failure than the others, I guess, right? So he called him a Fredo, and Cuomo went nuts on him and yelled, and the guy was like, no, I thought that was your name. And Cuomo now is, and the left is now supporting him, saying this is a racist thing. It's like other derogatory terms for Italians.
What?
Yeah, which
No.
I've never heard, which I wanted to know if you've heard this.
No, and as defined, at least if you're correct, the way you defined it, it's a movie reference. It's about it's a reference to a relationship and a family dynamic. It doesn't matter that the family was playing. It has nothing to do with the reference.
Yeah, yeah, and that's not my definition. I'm just reading Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I think Fredo is a good description of Chris Cuomo, and it's not a racist Italian slur. It just happens to be pulled from a movie that obviously was very, very Italian.
Isn't it pronounced Fredo?
I don't know, is it Fredo or Fredo? I'm not sure. Fredo. Fredo. Whatever. Yeah, there you go. That's how clueless I am. So Fredo is now is going to be a racial slur because Chris Cuomo is angry about it. So I just wanted to give you that update.
So dumb. He's so dumb.
He is extremely dumb. So
was he also the one on election night 2016 who was caught on camera saying, was that him or Jake Tapper? One of them said something like, how many votes do we need? I mean, does she need? He said, we, talking about Clinton. How many do we need? I mean, she.
I don't know who that was, so I don't want to say it was Fredo. But I think he's got a new nickname. I think everyone needs to call him Fredo now.
By the way, I love it that they're now pulling ethnicities, they're pulling marginalized groups out of the ether to try and claim victimhood status. These are groups that heretofore, like, they've already lumped in with white privileged people. Do you know what I mean? It's like
right.
And now, but in order to claim some kind of victimhood status, they got to do a reach. Like, this is been my Irish heritage.
Right. Yes. Yeah. He's just a white cis guy, but he needs to have some sort of connection to a victimhood somehow.
That's what this belief system does. It's like it's against people becoming. It's against what's the word I'm liking? Where you get absorbed into the culture.
Oh, assimilation.
Yes. Okay. So it's against it's cultural assimilation. It's against that. It's basically doing the opposite. It's saying let's pull people out of something class.
Yeah, which is weird because you are defined by the culture you came from. Once you come to America, you're not supposed to assimilate at all. But we're not supposed to ask the question of like, how did that culture arise, and was there any assimilation there? It's like,
yeah,
it's this weird snapshot, and like, as long as you don't assimilate into, they just hate America. As long as you don't become American, that's okay. That's the goal. Well, that's all, Keri. I know it's kind of tough to have a conversation about this stuff while you're driving, but I wanted to let you know about Sarah Silverman and let you know about Fredo.
Interesting. Thanks for keeping me informed.
We'll be back tomorrow.
I would say I'm the Fredo of that safe space. Would that be?
I don't know. Are you Italian? Are we allowed to use that slur? Well, people also have, just FYI, so this will be a short show, obviously, but we did, Keri, I released the interview with Mark Hughes today and the interview with Mark SJW Hughes today. So those are up. People can watch those. And we'll be back for a long, involved, brilliant episode of Kofefi tomorrow where Keri will say amazing things, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go bone up tonight on some amazing stuff. I have to get caught up on the news. I feel like it's good to turn your phone off once in a while and just enjoy the music and not really pay attention to what's happening on Twitter. But I'll get caught up.
Yep, it is. All right. Well, thank you for calling from the car, Keri, and thank you everyone for watching. We will return with Kofefi tomorrow. Please don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, watch the other stuff we've got out, and I guess that's it.